What's happening, everybody? It's the PodBrother. As you know, this is how I get down, baby. This is how I gets down. You want to know who I am? Steve Kimbrough, aka the Bro, and I do a podcast. So that's how we came to the PodBrother. That's not the real story, but I'm just cutting through the chase, make it simple for you. Welcome. I am involved in a lot of stuff, as you know. I was at the Newport Beach Film Festival. I know you don't see too many brothers in Newport Beach, but that's okay. That's another podcast for another day, yo. Right now, we need to focus. All right. It was cool being the only Cocoa Puff in the box of Rice Krispies, but I found some funny ass movies, and I found some funny people, and they my peeps, man. They in my comedy bubble, and some fresh guys, new young independent filmmakers who. They put together this film that was just hysterical. This is a cat. I don't know if you can see what's behind me right now, but this is kind of like, this is a shot. This is a scene from one of the films. And I'll try not to do any spoilers with my questioning, but because you have to see this film. It's right now on the film festival circuit. But these guys are really, really funny. The film is great. I think they even had an encore screening at the Newport Beach Film Festival, which is like, there was just like hundreds of films, and they don't all get an encore screening. So it's got to be funny. It was shot well written, actors was very funny, and I have them right here. I have the director and the main actor, and the film is Shooting the Musical, and I don't want to give too much away, but let me bring these guys on. Hey, fellas, what's happening?
How's it going?
Hey, Kim, bro.
Hey, I'm glad to see you guys got some beers going, because that's how we get down. What you drinking, buddy? What's the beers? Because I'm in the microbrew.
Filthy Dirty IPA. It's a Vancouver microbrew.
Parallel 49.
Nice. There's a microbrew here. Well, it's not here, but it's kind of out in the desert, called the Coachella Valley Brewery. It's a microbrew. And I'm talking to these cats about, doing like a Kim brew. Because I like beer, and when I was in college, all my keg parties used to be Kim brews. So I'm resurrecting Kim brew, and I'm picking the microbreweries of my choice to have like at least one beer that I can have it honorary designated as a Kim brew. And I think when I come up to see you guys, we might have to go to that brewery. Let me see that beer again. Let me see it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What's the name of it?
Parallel 49 is the brewery, but this is Filthy Dirty IPA.
Filthy Dirty IPA. That's going to be an honorary Kim brew, I think, just because you guys are drinking.
It's a very hoppy IPA. It's got a lot of bite.
We like hoppy.
It's filthy dirty.
It's 7.2%. We don't mess around in Canada.
We take it to my neighborhood, it'll be hippie. It'll be a hippie hop.
Yeah.
So what's happening, guys? Introduce yourselves real quick for my fans out there, so they can know who you are.
I'm Joel Ashton McCarthy. I'm the writer, director, editor of Shooting the Musical. And this bad boy right here is
Bruce Novakowski, lead actor in Shooting the Musical, official sponsor of Parallel 49.
Apparently so.
So check this out, man. I got a couple questions for you. First of all, how in the hell, I'm going to start with you, Joel. How in the hell did you come up with this whole idea, this concept? Because it's funny, man, and it's edgy, and it's just like, you when you look at the title and you look at the poster and you're like, what the hell? And then, it strikes up enough curiosity for you to want to go into the theater and see what it's about. So the marketing hook of this is really good. So how'd you come up with this whole thing?
I came from a number of things. The original concept was something that me and my ex-girlfriend actually came up with while we were at a film festival. We went to a panel, and this guy was like so depressed talking about life after film school. And I thought it was kind of like a funny idea to like play with that world. And then
that was the original name of the film, actually.
Well, really? The original name of the film was After Film School, and I thought, and I've always wanted to do something to do with high school shooting musical because I thought that the idea of high school shootings in musicals were like so just so completely, drastically different that it would have to get someone's attention. And every time I talked about the idea of doing a high school shooting musical, people were just so offended. And I'm like, I might be onto something here. So kind of combined in a number of ideas and got to make the most ridiculous movie ever. A film, we had like next to no money making it, and it was a film that like no one would fund. It was a lot of fun.
Well, you guys might be too young for this, but there was a point, I think, in the like 90s where there was this mad push to make everything a musical. You know, there was these books and these stories and these movies and these TV shows, and someone was like, we can make it a musical. Let's make it a musical. All
the Disney cartoons.
Like, yeah, every Disney cartoon, and then all of a sudden Broadway was just kind of like, there was just this flood of ideas of the most obscure stories and things that, you know, couldn't even be a musical. They were like trying to pitch it as a musical. So for you guys to come around and take this, you know, intense issue and say we can make it a musical, to me is hysterical because of what I experienced being in New York, having a comedy club, and, you know, hearing the flood of all these people. It's kind of like the New York version of Hollywood pitching films. So imagine being in New York and you know, all of a sudden in the 90s, and Disney comes out with all these films and cartoons that have been turned into musicals, and everybody's like, oh, this is my new chance to do it. You know, it's like, let's take our script, let's take our idea, what we were going to do, and flip it into a musical, and we can raise a couple $1 million and shoot this thing. So for you guys to like do what you do now, it's funny to me. It's hysterical.
Joel's bringing the musical back.
But I also hate most musicals, which is kind of part of
me too.
But that's
what
that's what makes it funny. That's part of the joke.
Exactly. It was kind of like I hate the idea of turning things into musicals, but there's a few musicals that I still love, and as long as they have a catchy song, I'm all there. And that's kind of I had to work with amazing songwriters, and they helped write just the most catchy songs, and like I gave them basic ideas, and
they're really catchy tunes. Like they'll be stuck in your head.
It was terrible because the lyrics are so offensive.
But that's the idea. The idea is to make it catchy, you know, to make it something that you just go, I can't get this stupid song out of my head. Hold on.
Oh.
I know you could hear that in the background because I had it kind of queued up. Let me just bring it back because I'm gonna play your trailer here later. But yeah, that's what you want. I mean, you want the songs to be like quirky, catchy, stick to it, have stickiness to it. So
that's 100% it. When I walked out of Sweeney Todd, I was like, people were like, "Oh, that was good." I was like, "No, it wasn't. I don't remember a single song." And I literally just walked out of the theater. I think I don't know, like, but when I walked out of like Hamlet 2, I had "Rock Me, Sexy Jesus" stuck in my head, or the South Park movie, you know, they blame Canada, Uncle Fucker, all that sort of stuff. I think you just have to make it. They have to be catchy songs. That's the most important aspect.
Yeah. Well, you know, you guys did it. You nailed it. You got the catchy songs, and, you know, the comedy worked with, you know, it's like to watch you guys do a documentary of making the film also was funny because you kind of lampoon documentaries as well. So the comedy that you did was on so many levels. You lampooned film schools, you lampooned musicals, you lampooned documentaries, and then in the end, when you actually got to see the scenes on the theater, it looked like a real movie. Like it's like these fucking kids pulled off like a really good movie.
Well, that was like the one thing I wanted the cinematic aspect of the movie within the movie to be like top notch when you see it. Like it has to look good.
Yeah.
And so that was one thing I specifically made all the documentary stuff. Like I wanted to make sure it looked like just shitty enough that when we got to see the movie within the movie and it looked so much better, people would be shocked.
Well, the very first scene shot on an iPhone, and then the musical stuff's shot on the Red. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pleasant surprise because I was kind of expecting to see a '70s black exploitation, C production film where the boom dips into the scene and it's all like, scratchy and it looked like film students making a film, but it really, the guerrilla grunge, like total outlaw side of making the film in the crack shack. You set up the surprise, you set up the joke because you don't think that it's going to be, a good film. You just assume that it's so ragtag and put together and so slammed and so guerrilla and so rough and so ghetto. And then all of a sudden on the screen, it's like a beautiful cinematic picture with like quality sound and the dancing and the singing. And, it really was a pleasant surprise.
well, that being said, the actual like documentary stuff that we filmed, that was really guerrilla. Like we shot in some locations where we didn't have any permits. No one knew anything about it. We were lying about what we were actually shooting.
It was the whole thing was super guerrilla. There's like a scene in the movie where I'm not only shooting it, I'm also boom opping and like with both hands, like
Reading lines.
it was very few hands on set, and every scene where there's a lot of people, that's every single person we get, we'd have them basically in front of camera. But it was a very freeing way. We had no money, we had no expectations from anyone who we were working for. It was just like, let's make a movie, and our community just came together and helped us. It was really freaking cool.
I got another picture behind you of the cast.
Nice. There's one from the musical aspect.
Yeah, here, let me pull you
That's
guys.
actually at a school just like a few blocks from here.
Yeah.
Right now we're at the crack shack where Joel lives in North Burnaby, Vancouver.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can make that full screen here. So we're still experimenting with the green screen podcast, folks. So
This is
wow,
the future.
that worked.
This is it.
So so this is in front of the school. So how'd you guys get to school?
We went to the school. We pulled out cameras and said, "Okay."
The cops showed up once.
The cops showed up to that school. We were shooting a night scene. When we had the Rory guy running in his underwear,
Yeah.
and fake cops chasing him, all of a sudden we had real cops chasing our fake cops, and shit got a little bit real. But that school is an amazing school, and we had a crowd of people there, and I said, if anyone asks, we're shooting a YouTube proposal video because people are so into like romantic web videos that no one would stop us for love. So that was like the story we told the whole cast, like, this is what's going on. And then it was just a
That's
ridiculous
hysterical.
shoot. Yeah. But we shot it on a Sunday morning, and I think the big thing is, as long as you look like you know what you're doing, and that you look like you just have permission, people kind of don't seem to question. They just like stop and watch. And we had like a camera crane there and stuff like that. We just kind of bullshitted it. That's kind of the whole spirit of this film, and I think that's what gives the film such a lively feel. Is it's just like a bunch of people who just didn't have the resources to make a film, but said, like, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyways. And that's definitely the vibe of our film.
We shot one scene in an airport where we had to be a little more low key with that one.
Yeah.
We're like, if we get caught in an airport, so we had like camera under the trench coat.
Well, no, our camera operator, we dressed him up like a Chinese tourist, and because he's Asian, and then I secretly was sound mixing in like a giant parka. I had like a huge pocket, and I was sound mixing in it. And we just shot the scene when Casey arrives from LA in the movie. He was literally landing in Vancouver, and when he exits the airport, he's literally walking into his very first scene. It was
that was my first time meeting the actor. Like, he came off the plane and into the scene. Yeah,
it was
Nice.
It was an interesting shoot.
Nice. You know, it was really clever, man. It was very, very, very funny.
Well, thank you.
Now, Joel, did you specifically write this for Bruce? Did he have the audition? Did you guys collaborate on this? Because it's perfectly, Bruce, you are so perfect for that part. I see this film kind of launching you as kind of a, you know, this quirky, you know, smart aleck. God, who's the guy who played
Jesse Eisenberg?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes. With a little Ferris Bueller mixed in there, you know?
Oh, nice.
And I'm thinking, okay, either Joel wrote this for him, or, you know, you did perfect casting,
I wrote it based on a lot on myself. I'm not the best person in the world, and sometimes, as I've told you with some of my stories about making this film, I'll do anything to make a film, and I don't really care about the consequences of, you know, the people around me, my relationships, etc. And it was really scary. I wanted someone to play this role, and it's a meaty character, and it was so scary casting it. And our casting director brought Bruce in, and as soon as he read, I was like, sold. Love this guy. Let's find out his schedule. I don't care about any of the other ones. This guy is the one. And he was I would say he's like the fourth person who came in to read for the role. And I think we had like 5 or 6 others after him. But like, I could tell within 1 second of all those other auditions, like, nope, Bruce was better.
I mean,
he killed the audition. What did I say you were like? What's that actor? Chris kind of a Chris Pratt sort of thing.
Yeah.
A lovable idiot is kind of the way I described it. But
maybe less like built and jacked as Chris Pratt is now.
Yeah, but now he's huge.
No, he wasn't that big. He actually was your size back in the day. When I met him, he was.
Oh,
he
really?
Was like your
you
size.
met him?
Yeah.
Really? I always thought he had like a bit of a gut.
Yeah, maybe closer to my size.
Yeah, he was probably talking about you.
Yeah, I did an interview with him. He was managing a CFU fighter. What is it now? Ultimate
Really?
UFC fighter. Yeah.
He was managing a UFC fighter?
Yeah.
What?
This was. I don't know if you remember this, but a few years ago, Showtime bought the rights for the MMA to compete with the UFC. So Showtime kind of basically half of the UFC fighters split off into the MMA for Showtime, and Chris Pratt and his fighter was one of those fighters. So at the press conference in Hollywood at the Avalon, I get this call, hey, can you come down and do camera for our press conference? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I run down there, and there's all these, you know, UFC fighters who transferred to MMA, and Showtime did this big media launch. And I think it ran for, 5 years, but I didn't hear much. His fighter did 1 or 2 fights, and then they kind of disappeared. I don't know if he was that good, or if this was just for publicity, or, but it was one of those things where, Chris Pratt is managing an MMA fighter. I was like, what?
That's so random.
That seemed like a movie in itself.
It was like,
It must be 4 parts of that.
Yeah.
I should try to see if I could find that clip, man, because it's pretty damn funny now. But I could see you being kind of a young Chris Pratt, little smart alecky, tongue writing checks, your ass can't cash kind of characters.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment for sure.
That's a compliment, because that's that was kind of the character that you were playing, and you really pulled it off.
I'm 100% playing Joel. Like he wrote it out. He almost played it himself. He was like, shit, if I can't find an actor to play this role, I might have to do it myself. Just like in the movie.
It would have been terrible, but there was definitely that thought in my mind, because it was a demanding character, and I knew it was an easy character for me to write because it was very much related to who I am and how my instincts would go, etc. But yeah, it's tough trying to cast someone to essentially bring to life kind of a similar version of yourself.
So, someone told Joel, it's nice that you found someone to play your perfect alter ego. So someone who could play Joel but make him more likable.
Yeah, he's the likable version of me. If I played it, it would have been a completely different movie. The character would have been
You wouldn't have been liked at all. They'd have been like,
no.
We don't like the character, and we don't like the guy either. We want them both to die.
That'd be pretty much it. It's a hard character because he does a lot of terrible things. But I feel like even so, through all that, when you watch the movie, you're still rooting for this guy. And that's quite a tough character to root for. He takes advantage of his dead roommate. He makes a high school shooting musical. Just does a lot of things that are less than nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, being a young college guy, we can relate to all those practical jokes we used to play on our buddies when they were passed out. So when the movie opens up with you like drawing a dick on the guy's head, it was hysterical because like every guy that age has, you go through this practical joke age where you're familiar enough with your buddies to where, you want to just try to humiliate them whenever you can. And
you could not be the first guy to fall asleep.
Like, you cannot.
If you're the first guy to fall asleep, it was game over.
Game over.
You cannot. We had a buddy, Dave Gray. He was the first one to pass out, and we did so much stuff to him, man. And he's lucky that the internet wasn't around when I was in college, because he would have just been all over the net with just all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's definitely true. Yeah, there's a lot more consequences these days being in this internet age, and that's kind of a little bit of what we encompassed in the film. But that opening scene, it's just like watching that with an audience is different every time because people don't know if they should laugh or not. Then finally, it just gets so messed up that everyone laughs. It's a fun scene.
Well, I can remember when. It was one of the parties that we had, and our buddy, his name is Dave. He passed out, right? And we just decided to do like the ultimate prank on him. And one of my friends went in and got a hot dog and boiled it just about 97.8, and then he put the hot dog in his mouth. A hot dog's kind of a little bit salty,
Yeah.
And so he put the hot dog in his mouth because y'all passed out his mouth is open. So he put the hot dog in. Then he pulled his pants down. He pulled his junk out, right? And then he just swabbed it around in his mouth real quick, and then put it. And he wakes up and he sees him standing there. He's like, oh, and he tags him no, it's hot dog, it's hot dog, it's hot dog.
Oh my gosh.
He it's hot dog. He's yeah, so we had to pull him off. We got pictures of it in the whole 9 yards. I don't know what happened to it, but it
post
was
Post them.
Oh, they're long gone.
Post it.
We're talking, dude. I went to college back when Caesar was in college, man. This is like they painted the pictures, and there wasn't even an internet
it was an
back
art.
then.
All I mostly did was the dick pictures on the face. I remember one time I put deodorant on a guy's face and he was pissed. They just rubbed it all over him.
I remember one time we had this kid who passed out and his parents were picking him up from this party, and he's and he had dick drawings all over his face. And
that's always good.
And he goes to us and he's like, okay guys, my mom's about to pick me up. Do I look drunk? Do I look drunk? And it's no, you look fine. She'll totally buy it. And he got grounded. Oh, it was so bad. But it was so funny. He's just someone with dicks on their faces honestly asking you do I look drunk at all? It's just hey, Mom.
That's cruel. That is cruel. We used to put
high school kids are mean.
Yeah, we put shaving cream in the hand and then just take a string and rub it across the nose, and then they wake up and then they smack themselves full of shaving cream in the face, thinking there's an ant on their nose.
I got that one from Mighty Ducks. That was the first time I ever saw that one.
Oh, that's a
The
classic.
second one, I think.
Yeah, well,
The shaving cream to the face.
they got that from my generation because we was crazy. All right, so I got your trailer queued up here, so I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then let's talk about it here. So give me a second.
Yeah, for sure.
Do some magic here.
Red Band. Any distribution deals?
Oh, life after film school has been
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I got to get some sound going here. Sorry about that.
Working there? Oh. Did we lose the trailer?
No, it's here. I just got to get some sound going so everybody can hear it. But, I'm still in experimental mode with all this crazy stuff.
It's still funny without sound. There's a guy in his underwear lifting weights.
We'll just get Bruce.
fantastic. First of all, I don't
Okay,
have to
here we
worry
go.
about acing assignments now. I just go ahead and ace life. I live with 10 of my favorite buddies.
Life after film school sucks.
Yeah, I'm one of the only grads that's actually working in the film industry.
Hold on.
Fantastic. First
I got like a black screen here. What happened to the trailer? Hold on. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, life after film school has been fantastic. First of all, I don't have to worry about acing assignments now. I just go ahead and
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, life after film school has been fantastic. First of all, I don't have to worry about acing assignments now. I just go ahead and ace life. I live with 10 of my favorite buddies.
Life after film school sucks.
Yeah, I'm one of the only grads that's actually working in the film industry.
Can someone clean up this fucking puke?
I gotta go.
Before Maximus died, he was writing a script for his final film, and it was his wish in his suicide note that I direct his film.
High School Shooting, the musical. Who's ready to make the funniest high school shooting movie ever?
You can't make a musical a high school shooting. It's literally the most tasteless topic.
I'm having some buffering issues. Let me just pause it there. Let that buffer in a little bit. I should have let it buffer in a little bit before I played it.
Well, that's the first half of the trailer. Hopefully you like the second half even more.
So we just have to give it HD 1080p. Just to go all the way. Could just be 240.
All right.
Who watches anything on 240?
So
If that's the only option.
So I'm gonna let that buffer in a little bit, and then
Okay.
you can't see the buffer in bar. I got excited, and I should have like chatted a little bit before we played it. So
Buffer time.
so it has time to kind of buffer in there. I thought it did. I think what happened was I tried to change it to full screen, and it didn't change. It went to full black for some reason. So when I went back to small screen, I had to rebuffer it in. So we're gonna let that buffer in a little bit.
All good?
Technical difficulty.
So when you guys got when you guys got the call that you were going to be accepted in the Newport Beach Film Festival, I mean, how'd you feel? What was that? What was that like?
For which film festival?
Newport, yeah.
Oh, it was super duper exciting. I know. We were doing our Vancouver premiere, and the film was just ending, and I got the email while the film was ending that told us we're in, and it said like, do not mention this until another 2 weeks from now, etc. And I walked on stage and did a Q&A with a shit-eating grin on my face, and I was the only one up on the stage that knew.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, and Joel had done another movie, his last movie, a documentary called Taking My Parents to Burning Man. And it's as awesome as it sounds. And
that played at Newport as well. So it was kind of nice to go back and it was cool. We got to go back 2 years in a row.
They love them at Newport.
Oh, that's awesome.
Starting to gain some fans there. Maybe.
Well, Burning Man screened twice.
Burning Man. We won the Audience Choice for Best Documentary there the year before. This one was hard because we were fighting in the narratives category, and we were up against like Russell Crowe and a bunch of
the guy from Only God Forgives.
Yeah,
Last Executioner. What
nice. Did you go to Burning Man? Do you go normally? I've been trying to go for 15 years, but I always get like booked or a gig or something happens on Memorial Day weekend.
You should definitely go. I've gone twice. The first time I went, we shot the movie there, and that was really intense because I was working like full time while there on this documentary. The second time I went to Burning Man, I went with my parents, and my family all wanted to go to Burning Man because they saw the documentary.
And you didn't make another documentary?
No, but it's so much fun there. I could rant till the cows come home, but it is like the craziest place you've ever been, and just just amazing community, amazing people, and I had an amazing time, and.
The documentary makes you want to go so bad. I've seen it twice now, and after the first time, I was like, I have to go to Burning Man.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting to go for like 15 years, man, and it's just one of those things where, something always comes up. It's like either I have the time or I don't have the money, or I have the money, I don't have the time.
Well, you can go anytime too. It's not like other festivals where it's like, oh, it's for young people. Like you can go any age, whatever. Like you'll have a blast.
Yeah, absolutely, but yeah, it's a lot of planning to go to Burning Man, and it's really hard to do it for cheap.
Yeah, no, you really gotta know. I mean, from everybody who's gone and is trying to get me to go with them. I mean, they plan months and months and months out.
Absolutely.
And when it comes time to go, they're packing stuff in their cars and trucks and vans, and you're just like, what the hell you need that for? And they'll be like, trust me, we're going to need this.
Oh, absolutely. Every time you go, you're like, oh, I'm going to do so much better. This is all the things I forgot and where I messed up. And then next time it's going to be so much better. And it's like, I think the weird thing about Burning Man is like when you get there, there's no going to a convenience store and it's like, oh, I picked up I forgot that one little detail or this or that. Like you're just there and it's like, well, I don't have that. You get really drunk and you lose a flashlight. That flashlight is gone forever. You don't have that flashlight. you can't go buy a flashlight. It's gone.
Your body for another flashlight.
It's so like that's the aspect of Burning Man that's just so crazy. Is just you really have to plan for everything, and there is no escape during.
You know what I want to do? This is something that I've always wanted to do. What I want to do is I want to rent one of those semi tractor trailer water tanks.
Oh, nice.
And then just hose people down.
You'd be everyone's favorite guy.
Everyone's favorite guy.
That's all I want to do. I just want to I want to set my whole DJ podcast on top of the tank, and my tent and my inflatable bedding and all my shit on top, and then just hose people.
That'd be sick. Everyone would be like, "Oh, PodBrother!"
But I looked at what it was going to cost to rent a truck with a tank, and then it's crazy money. It's like something crazy, like you're paying like $3 a mile, and the truck is like $500 a day, and then the tanker, the tank is like something like $2,000 a day or something, and the thing is like 10 days, isn't it? Isn't it like 10?
Yeah, it's like anywhere from like most people do like 7 days, but yeah. It's a weird time. There's like a few setup days, and then
it'd be so worth it though. That tank would be a hit.
Yeah, I was just like, it was something that I really, when I have money to just burn, I want to take like 30,000 of it and just put like PodBrother.com on the side. And then on the bottom, stick with the PodBrother, and then just.
Well, the problem with that though is the whole decommodification. People actually might be the branding at Burning Man, people are pretty intense about, because you can't like advertise for something there. So
no companies, no brands.
If you said just the stick with the PodBrother, it would be it would probably be fine. But
that's cool. That's all I would need, because I'm the PodBrother and I'm hosting everybody down. So
Exactly.
That's what I would do. I would put stick with the PodBrother on the side of a big water tank.
That would be awesome.
And that would be it. That would be it.
You'd definitely be a hit, and you'd definitely probably attract some pretty beautiful women.
Just some stinky old guys too.
Hose me down.
Hose me down, PodBrother. Hose me down.
I'd go to that party.
It's the hose me down party at. Yeah, that's what I want to do, man. And you know what? One of these days, when I do, I'm gonna call you up. I'm just like, dude, I am on my way to Burning Man with a 50-foot tanker full of water.
Dude, that's the year I'm going. To call us. That's the year I'm going. I've never been. I want to go.
And then I have to rent one of those water pressure guns, because I don't know if that's on the water tank. I don't think there's no pressurized way to distribute it. I probably would have to get one of those pressurized water hose.
You'd have
so
to
I could have, because I want 50 foot of water. I want I want to shoot water 100 feet in the air.
You'd be a hit there. People love, just if someone comes up with me approaches me with a mister, it is heaven sent.
If you got a slide going too, and then just push people down the slide with the hose, just like an epic slip and slide.
That would be cool. Have a big slip and slide and just tie people on the back of bicycles and just have a mile-long slip and slide.
Oh, that'd be sick.
You're just dragging people on a bike, pedaling like crazy through the water. Shh. I don't know.
They wouldn't even have to pedal. Yeah.
So let's go back to the film. I think this might be buffered in enough, so let's see what we got here. Let me give some sound, share some sound.
Oh, life after film school has been fantastic. First of all, I don't have to worry about acing assignments now. I just go ahead and ace life. I live with 10 of my favorite buddies.
Life after film school sucks.
Yeah, I'm one of the only grads that's actually working in the film industry.
Can someone clean up this fucking puke?
I gotta go.
Before Maximus died, he was writing a script for
Okay, looks like we got to do this buffering in stages, man. This is just not cool.
It's buffering at the same place.
All right,
right,
so let it
buffer
buffer in. Buffer in some more.
Can you try watching it off of Vimeo, maybe?
Yeah, you know what? Let me try that. All right, so let me just try to pull it up here on Vimeo. Is it on your reel here that I have, or?
I don't know. If you search just in Google, shooting the musical Vimeo, it'll be the first link, or shooting the musical trailer.
Okay, hold on.
Google it. I hate the way people say it sometimes. Google it. Just Google it.
That's the best way to communicate what you are doing.
I know. I'm just
Google it. It's not
you didn't say it that way.
Search for it. No, just Google will deal with your shit.
For sure,
it's a
very valid statement, but sometimes the way people say it, it's usually older people too.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I know something that you don't." Google it. It's
or you be really arrogant and be like, just Google me. Oh man.
Okay, I have it here. Oh wait a minute.
I've never said just Google me. I've said just IMDb me.
Is there another Bruce Novakowski?
Oh, there's lots. Surprisingly.
Oh, when you Google, are you in competition?
No. Like I'm the first. I'm all the first hits. But if you go into images, like if you go not even that deep, there's just like a bunch of random old Bruce Novakowskis
just running amok.
A lot of LinkedIn Bruce Novakowski.
They're all just getting so much LinkedIn pussy. Like, are we still on?
oh yeah, we're still on, and I'm not cutting anything out. So.
Oh, wait, perfect. So yes, there's a lot of Bruce Novakowskis on LinkedIn.
We'll do it live.
There's a Joel McCarthy director who's done like one thing on IMDb, and there's a Joel McCarthy in Transportations that's done like hasn't worked since like 2002 or something like that.
The golden age of Vancouver cinema.
But so now I'm Joel Ashton McCarthy. So
the only one.
Yeah, so I can be the only one accountable for what happens with that. Because if this Joel McCarthy guy wants to keep making movies or whatever, at least there's like deniability that it's made. Unless he's amazing, then I'll take all the credit.
Sure. Yeah, if he's awesome, if he's got all the accolades, yeah. No, that's me. That sure enough was me.
Yeah.
No, I'm definitely the only Bruce Novakowski like in the industry. I meant just like in the world. There's others.
You know, I was doing my comedy tour. I used to look in a phone book for any like other Kimbros, and there was never any Kimbros. That was like the only one. Yeah, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Now every city there's like 100 Kimbros. I'm like, oh man, that kind of sucks.
Oh,
I was the only dude for a minute.
Where did they all come from?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Were they just not in the phone book?
They wasn't in the phone book, but I noticed that it was like when I came around my tour, like the third time around, more Kimbros was popping up. So I don't know. Maybe
they just all started coming in. It was.
I was just being fruitful and multiplying. I don't know.
What's the background of Kimbro? Like what's the ancestry there? Kimbro.
That is, I believe that is English Scottish, and the
it's the
ownership.
OUGH.
Yeah, it's the OUGH, and Kimbros came up through like the slave trade, Mississippi slave trade. A lot of Kimbros came up through that area, and I think there were a few imports, but. My direct ancestry is through like the Mississippi Delta area, Kimbros, and came up like from that area. But if you go back before like slave time, it's more like a Scottish, English kind of scenario. So I don't know. It's like I wear a kilt, so.
I remember that.
Yeah, because my grandmother is a Cunningham, so I figured between the Kimbros and the Cunninghams, I'm representing.
I don't know about you, Joel, but I got a lot of Scottish too. My other side, my maternal side is McCormick.
I know I'm like a bunch of like Irish, Scott. I'm like the mixed bag of everything white in this world.
Polish.
Yeah,
you're like a polar mutt.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like all like the white, like Ukraine. I think is like the most like kind of ethnic-ish, but it's still super white as far as I get. So, but yeah, I know like nothing about my heritage.
Really?
McCarthy, that's like Irish-ish.
Yeah, that's Scottish. That's Scottish, McCarthy.
Sure. See? Just terrible with that.
3 Scots hanging out, having a chat.
In our kilts with our ball sacks hanging out.
Yeah, you can't tell, but we're so much.
Yeah. We're shooting high now. We're shooting high. We're shooting high. All right, let me see if this will work, guys. Hold on.
A lot of ball sacks. Look at those laurels. God, we're impressive.
Those must be award-winning filmmakers. You have to hit the full screen.
Was that a Best Actor laurel I saw?
If you go to the right bottom corner, I think there's a full screen button.
Yeah, let me just pause this first because it's playing before I got a chance to do my thing.
I think it's like the bottom right down.
It's gonna be over here somewhere.
There we go.
There we go.
Take 5.
All right. So now let me just make sure we got sound. Oh man, you know what? I'm not sure that's gonna work because I pulled it up on the actual computer I'm recording to, and we'll get feedback. So let me just switch you guys around and trade places here.
Right.
So talk amongst yourselves while I figure this out.
Okay.
Interview each other about the film, and I'll come back.
Is it rude to go for a bathroom break right now?
Right, you can't leave me alone. You can't go for a bathroom break. You're in this.
So you got 5 minutes to stand up material, right?
You can do bathroom break when the trailer is going.
Can we comment on Joel's shirt right now? What do they call that guy before he's a gremlin?
Gizmo.
Gizmo.
You know what you could do? I mean, I'm sure you've got like, every film has like a behind the scenes story of something that's like a little obscure.
A behind the scenes story. I'm trying to think of one of the. No, I can't spoil. I'm trying to not think of spoilers, but
meeting Casey for the first time as he came off the plane was pretty awesome.
Well, just Casey Margolis in general, the dick kid from Superbad being our like worst celebrity cameo character was pretty great.
And he's actually such an asshole in real life.
Just so,
there was no acting there.
Yeah, that's just him. Just trying to think, what was a good story? We had so many ridiculous moments shooting this.
And the party scene, that was a legitimate party. We got
the party scene. We wanted to have beer, but it would be so expensive to get everyone beer. And so we talked to a local brewery, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll give you guys." They gave us like 5 flats of beer, and hats and all that sort of stuff. And then we had like all these extras for this party scene, but we just like all went to town and got like super drunk and loud and rowdy during it.
Joel makes a lovely cameo in that scene.
Yeah,
first AD's the best AD,
and then the cops actually came to our party, and we were in the middle of shooting, and they shut us down. And we still kind of like kept shooting. It was weird. It was like having your high school party get busted, but it was like a film shoot.
We're working here, guys.
I may smell like booze. I may be holding a beer, but we're working here right now.
All right, I think I might have it now. So hold tight, perfect. And let me see if we can pull this off.
What are their stories? I'm sure there's more.
Now I don't have the sound on it. Why not?
Something else with the new.
Can I say the scene with blackface?
I think that spoils things. That I was gonna say that scene.
Yeah.
You don't want to spoil that scene because that was really funny.
You can't spoil that scene.
All right.
Yeah, don't be a spoiler on that one. That you can't see that one coming. You can't be like.
And I can't spoil the locker room scene, which is like one of the funniest scenes.
But the scene where I have the makeup, I don't think you ever see that coming. The moment where it happens, it's like it's so out of nowhere.
No, I think a lot of it was like we just had no. We just really wanted to like see how many of. It was more. The film was like more about talking about offensive material than anything. So we had to like at least have enough like we had to make. We had to make some questionable jokes that like. They work well if you see the whole movie, but sometimes
just explaining it to someone like, we just want to use your location. This is what the scene's about. They're like,
yeah, but if when you're in film and you're in the business, that's why producers get such a reputation for being kind of scumbaggy because they sometimes have to exaggerate the truth or the facts in order to get, whatever they need done.
Absolutely.
In this one situation, we didn't exaggerate. We should have lied or something. We ended up getting kicked out of our shooting location and had to. The scene was originally in this one spot, and we had to shoot it outside because we got kicked out of our location.
It's kind of confusing not talking about the context, but with the schools, we actually weren't able to shoot in the schools we wanted to. We were honest about our script, like this is what it is. It's totally this, and no one wanted us to shoot a high school shooting movie at their schools, so we actually had to write a fake script.
Still can't figure out why.
And make a fake movie and go shoot at another school, and that was like something. It was a joke that was in our film, but that was written ahead of time, and then we had terrible luck finding schools and had to lie about it anyways. So it was a weird film to make.
Okay, I think I might have it set up.
The trailer?
Yeah, so hang tight, guys. Hold on.
Give me a thumbs up if it's working, and Bruce can run to the bathroom.
All right.
One potential name for the movie was Get Famous or Lie Trying.
It's working.
I live with 10 of my favorite buddies.
Life after film school sucks.
Yeah, I'm one of the only grads that's actually working in the film industry.
Can someone clean up this fucking puke?
I gotta go.
Before Maximus died, he was writing a script for his final film, and it was his wish in his suicide note that I direct his film.
High School Shooting, the musical. Who's ready to make the funniest high school shooting movie ever?
Action!
You can't make a musical about a high school shooting. It's literally the most tasteless topic for a comedy musical.
Can anyone handle a movie that's actually fucking art instead of sunshine and rainbows and shit?
I'm going to fucking shoot you in the dick!
Please get off my property.
Stop filming me!
Everybody get what you came in here with and get the fuck out before we get arrested!
Cut! How's the blood look?
Fuck yeah, that was good.
Yeah, awesome. That's the only sweater we have, so I hope we nailed it.
Awesome. Very good, guys.
Good time.
Yeah. Okay, you can come back now.
All right, we're back.
Yeah. Very, very funny. Oh, let me a second. I gotta kill this before it gets into the next thing. All right. You're back. All right, so let me get you some new background because that's what we do here at the PodBrother Studios. Who cut the trailer? Because it's cut funny. Like it's a good trailer.
Oh, thanks. I cut it. I'm very insecure about that trailer. I keep thinking I need to make a better one. I want to make a better one, but
well, you know,
Joel he tried a lot of different versions, so that, like, for him to actually have a finished version of the trailer took him a while. He was like, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm really weird about making trailers, but I've found, because with my my older film, I have to deliver a new trailer right now because our old one had like swearing and things about it. And also someone actually drinking and driving, because it was a documentary and it was a funny scene. And so they're like, iTunes won't allow that. And so this one, we've got a bunch of swear words, so iTunes wouldn't allow that. So I'm going to have to make a new version eventually. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, it's cut really well. It's funny, you know, and it's got good cadence and good timing, and you pull some scenes that are funny, but that also doesn't spoil, and it was pretty cool.
Well, thanks.
Have you gotten, you know, like sales offers? Like, I know you've got a lot of film festivals and stuff that you are going to. Has anybody started talking to you about sales?
Yeah, we've got a few distributors interested right now. and that's been an interesting thing. Just kind of hearing from people. I'm hoping that we get something with we're in talks with a few people, mainly on the Canadian side, but I want to at least hear the United States side out because we were still fresh in America with the film. But
weren't there some German distributors that were interested in it? A German distributor.
They've got the film. They haven't watched. We don't know yet. But just kind of shopping it around. That's like the weird part about making movies that I still need to get used to. We sold my last film, but this one, it's just like you're going through this like weird dating game, and distributors are just like dating people. You know, sometimes you think that they're the greatest, and they tell you that they're gonna make your life wonderful, and then the next thing you know, they're just total effing bitch, and you get no money. So
you talk to the people they slept with in the past, and you start finding out about their history.
It's true. Like the one thing I do now is I will, because with the internet and everyone's so accessible, if a distributor offers a deal, I'll go and I'll try to find a way to contact like the last 5 people that have distributed films with them, or like get a few opinions. And it's funny because I'll end up getting a hold of these filmmakers. Everyone's so accessible in this world. It's crazy. And they'll just be like, actually they were great, and like you should give them a look. Or they'll be like, run as fast as you can. This person's a total nightmare. They will ruin your lives. They're the reason why my mom had to remortgage their house. They stole from us. They're crooks. Run now. And you're like, well, shit. So it's scary. It's like a politician, though. Like, I feel like distributors, they can tell you anything, but they just want to get elected. Once they get elected, they'll just do whatever the fuck they want.
But at the end of the day, it's like the whole reason we do this, like the festival circuit and all of this is just we're trying to get distribution.
Yeah, well, I think the big thing where my heart's at is I just want people to see this movie. Yeah. Like, I don't care if I make $10 off the movie and that's it. Like that's probably going to be the deal because, like I said, distributors are just going to they're just going to screw you over anyways.
Just get it seen and maybe get us the next job.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, you guys, it's almost like your first movie or second movie, or it's kind of like your cover charge for getting into the industry, and you learn hard knocks. You get your film stolen from you, and it's just craziness. So it's good that you guys are savvy and have figured out that, hey, the sales side of things is just as hard as making the film. A lot of filmmakers think that they're done once the film is made, and that's when the real work starts, is when it's in the can.
I made that mistake with the first film. That was like, I was like, yeah, we're done the movie. And someone said to me, like, oh, now the real work starts. And I thought the guy was just like an asshole. I was like, what do you mean the real work? What? I did the real work. And then all of a sudden you're like a year of like trying to like, hey, watch my movie, please, please. Like you're trying your best to get it out there. And it's rough. But, it's a lot of work once the film's done. I think the making the film is like the romantic part, and then getting the film out there and getting it in front of people is like the relationship part of it's like after the honeymoon stage. It's like
I'm lucky that that's the part Joel has to deal with. Like I don't take part in any of these meetings.
He gets to show up. He just shows up at the festivals and
get drunk, watch some movies, meet some people, watch showcases, and then Joel's in the back rooms wheeling and dealing and getting his heart broken.
Yeah, a lot of heartbreak in this industry, but that's a lot. That's half the journey. Is even when you think you've hit a home run or what have you. Just people giving you that chance, people opening up that door it's tough. You got to really fight to get people to see your stuff, and then once they see it, hopefully they love it.
That is very true. That is very true. You guys, man, I take my hat off to you because not only did you make a nice movie, but you also, like the festival circuit, that's not an easy thing too, you know, and to actually get selected is not an easy thing as well.
No, oh God, no. If you don't have stars in your movie, it's so hard to get people to want to bring you to your festival, because like ultimately they need to believe that they can get bums and seats at your festival, and it's hard because you need them to believe they can go on a limb on you. But you have a festival really champion your film, and it can be pretty crazy. Me and Bruce went to Toronto to this the Canadian Film Festival, and they just really were like, guys, this is a phenomenal film, everyone must see it, and people just flocked out, and it was just one of the most fun screenings ever.
It helps when you have someone championing you.
Yeah.
It's a nice confidence boost too.
Well, I'm back on. Hey, Shangri-La, or no, Shangri-Lani. Where are we? Oh, where are you guys at? You guys are
Where
in Vancouver.
Are we at?
You're in Vancouver, right?
Canada.
North Burnaby.
Yeah, well, I'm like 4 blocks from Vancouver.
Lonnie, I know you. Do I know you? Yes, I do. Hold on, let me see if I can pull up your picture and see if I know you.
Is Lonnie a guy or a girl?
Lonnie O'Brien. Oh, yeah, I do know Lonnie. Lonnie is from the Newport Beach Film Festival. Cute little sexy, like, hot little Irish lassie. We took a picture together. We took a picture together on the red carpet at the Irish bar. Yeah, at the Newport Beach. You were at the Newport Beach Film Festival. She's on my Periscope right now. Hold on.
Is it Lahani?
Hold on, let me see. You remember seeing these guys, Lonnie? Did you go to their movie? Shooting the Musical? I'm doing a podcast with them right now. Hey, Don Hayes, thanks for joining us. Shangri-La, Lonnie. Yes, you do. So, Lonnie, do you have a question for these guys? Because I have them right here. Babaleo Bro, thanks for joining. Appreciate you, bro. So we have Bruce and Joel on from the movie. And let's see here. Can you give me some hearts? Give me some hearts so these guys can see. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot you're here. Can you guys see that screen?
Yeah,
You see the hearts?
We see ourselves.
Yeah, you see yourselves, but you're on Periscope because I'm showing you.
Oh, cool.
So can you see that? All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, at the bottom.
At the bottom, yeah. Look at the bottom. Okay, Lonnie, send some hearts so these guys can see the hearts. Send some hearts, Lonnie, so you can see. She says, "How are you guys?"
We're good.
We're doing good.
They said they're doing good.
You to come visit us in Vancouver.
So can you see the hearts, guys? Lonnie's giving you a bunch of hearts right now.
Thank you, Lonnie.
Thank you. We give our hearts to you as well.
Nice. This is like craziness, dude. I'm holding an iPad in front of a laptop, in front of a monitor, in front of an iPad. You know,
it seems like my last day.
TD Pride, thanks for joining. How are you, bro? You got any questions for the star and the director of the film, Matthew Hills? Thanks for joining. What's up, bro? Vancouver in the house. Vancouver is in the house. That's who we have online right now. Let me see if I can just put this here so you guys can kind of see it a little bit.
Man, we should have been on this the whole time, like tweeting people and being like, "Hey, catch us live on the PodBrother."
Yeah, you guys, you should download Periscope right now, and you guys could be on it.
Well, Joel
I tried.
Periscope.
I don't know if we may not have it in Canada or something.
Yeah,
I got to look into this more.
Okay, Lonnie's asking, how was the response of your film at the Newport Beach Film Festival?
It's incredible.
It was incredible. People, it was like the first time I got like real fanboys. Which is cool. I'd go to parties after, and I'd have like 20-year-old guys come up to me and be like, "Hey, I saw your movie, and I just want to say it was really awesome, and I went to film school, and thank you for making an awesome movie." And it was pretty flattering. And the other day, I had someone come up to me and be like, "You're Joel Ashton McCarthy."
Yeah.
I saw Shooting the Musical. It's amazing. Like,
I've had a couple. I work at Red Robin's as a server bartender, and I've had a couple people come up to me as I'm working the bar and be like, "Congratulations on Shooting the Musical." I'm like, "What?"
It's fun. And then, like, in Vancouver, it got a fair bit of exposure here. So the film here has gotten a fair bit of popularity.
But the Newport screening was important to us because that was our U.S. world premiere, and we weren't sure how American audiences would take it because, like, I mean, shooting the musical, it's got high school crossed out. Like for Canada, it kind of flies a little bit more, but
because we don't really have high school shootings in Canada.
They're a lot more rare.
Yeah,
have they ever happened?
Yeah, they've happened, but
not like mass shootings though.
In Montreal, yeah, one happened.
Oh right, was that? I thought that was a mall.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Well, but we were worried about how American audiences would take it, and like that. We asked people after, and they were like, "No, we weren't offended even a little bit. Like everyone thought it was hilarious." And
I'm sorry, guys. I don't have. They can't hear anything you're saying because everything is getting piped into my headphones. I forgot. What I normally do in this situation is I hook up an external speaker from this laptop so that they can hear you, and I didn't think to do that. So all they see is your lips moving. I'm the only one who.
Well, we're glad we got to share that with you, Kimbro.
Yeah, it was just for you, Kimbro.
Lonnie, I'm going to post this up on YouTube. You'll get to hear and see the whole thing. So I know you can hear me, and you only see their lips, and you don't see me at all.
Hold on. Look excited. I just want to.
So now you see me on the screen, right, Lonnie? Yes, she does, because I just switched it to me.
I wonder if it's Lonnie, one of the two Irish guys.
I know. We could have been Lonnie.
Listen, so guys, where can we find you on the web? Because there's like 4 people left here on Periscope. We had like 15, but because they couldn't hear you, they just like jumped off. But for the 4 people who are still on, where can they find you on the web? Because I'm going to end this Periscope.
I guess maybe well, we're currently doing a web series called Average Dicks.
They're doing a web series called Average Dicks, and just Google it.
Yeah, maybe YouTube it. Search Average Dicks on YouTube.
Yeah,
and everything.
YouTube Average Dicks. It's their new web series, and
don't be afraid to add series to the search.
Don't be afraid to add series to the search. They say. She says she loves that, so but not really. And then she did the LOL. Live World Stream just joined. Thanks, guys, but we're gonna log off because I don't have it set up where you can hear these guys. You can only hear me. And
his battery just our phone we're doing this with just gave us the 10% warning.
Yeah, well, so let's go ahead and end this. Thanks, Lonnie, and you're awesome. We love you, and you rock, and I want you to marry me and have my babies and all that stuff. You're awesome. So I'm going to go back on once we finish this, so stay close. All right, guys? Thanks a lot, and we are out of there. So that's Periscope. I don't know if you could see it. We had 31 people.
Oh, cool.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
And then we got 16 hearts. And then these are the people that were on live stream, Mike Cunningham, and these are some of the people that logged on and gave us some hearts. We were on for 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
That's it?
55 seconds, yeah.
This part's been longer.
We got 3% retention.
Nice.
So anyway, so I tell you what, guys, why don't we wrap this up?
For sure.
And you know what I'd like to do? Let's make it a point, since you got your green screen set up and this all works, and we got the lighting, and we got like everything all set up. Let's do this again. Have some cast and crew like ready to FaceTime in, and we can switch, because I'm able to do a FaceTime on this computer, on my iPad, and on my phone. So I can pull in another 3 FaceTime people.
That'd be cool.
So they'd be here in the room. They'd be somewhere else?
They can be somewhere else. If they have a green screen set up like you do, then I can have stuff behind them as well. But it's not necessary, because I know.
Yeah, we're talking about green screens like they're TV screens here. Let's throw up your green screen.
Yeah, so
this is hard to find.
I had to car to go for hours to get this green screen.
Yeah. So when you want to do this.
Oh, that dropped on the ground. Oh. That dropped twice. All right, we're back.
That looked so Shooting the Musical.
Yeah, it's barely Jimmy Rig.
You guys just went all over the place, and it was. It looked like a scene from your movie.
Oh, for sure. Sorry. What were you saying before?
So I was saying, when you want to do this next, a couple days, week. Let's do this again. Maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, or
I'm available all day Tuesday.
That might be Tuesday's kind of hard for me. But yeah, like even in a week or so, like next Sunday could even be nice.
Let's do it next Sunday
night.
Let's do it next Sunday night.
Perfect.
So tell everybody to like be on standby with their FaceTime. And
yeah,
then,
for sure.
And then they can call in, and then make sure that everybody downloads Periscope. So as we're doing this, we can go Periscope, and I'll make sure that I'll have you guys mic'd up to my system so that they can hear what you're saying. Because right now the only person that can hear anything is me, because I have the headphones on. So normally what I do is I set up an external speaker through my PA, which I can do. Is really simple, and then they can hear you, and you don't feed back into my system because you're going directly into the mixer. So it all works.
So for the next interview, if we wanted to get people that we know or our followers and stuff to watch what we're doing live, like how would we direct them to?
Well, what I would do is I would give you a link to my YouTube channel for when I'm going live.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's about an hour of pre-production work for me to get the encoder up and the handshakes and everything working. Once it is, then you can have thousands of people log onto my YouTube channel and see it live.
Yeah, because I would definitely put something out like on my Facebook or Twitter, just being like, check this out at this time.
Yeah.
Watch us live.
Well, what I'll do is I'll cut this into like some teaser stuff, and I'll put it up on YouTube with the time for next Sunday when we'll actually go live.
Yeah, that'd
be sweet.
And then we could push that around.
Yeah,
this was like the rehearsal.
This was the rehearsal. Yes, this was the dress rehearsal for it. So should we shoot for 9:00 next Sunday? Because I think that gives.
I'll tell Bruce 8:00.
Yeah, I'll be there exactly.
All right,
that sounds good.
So I'm gonna cut like a little 15-second little trailer from this stuff we did today. And then I'll say we're gonna go live on this channel, my YouTube channel, 9:00, and then have your cast and crew who wants to FaceTime in if they're not already sitting there. If they're sitting there and you can kind of take turns sliding into the hot seat, that would be cool too. But if they're not, we can either have them Skype in or FaceTime in, and then what I can do is I can mix that all into the mixer, and then I can switch back and forth as far as like who's on at a particular time. But I'm going to need a little bit of practice because I don't know where I am with what these switches and stuff. This is all, I'm still experimenting with what I have here. It's a little bit more it's a little bit more sophisticated than I thought. Now that I'm, now that I know that I can green screen my guests and fly their own stuff behind them. That makes me very excited, and my nipples are hard right now.
Perfect.
We're just discovering things as we go here.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to sign off. And anything you want to say on the way out?
Thank you for this. All of this.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot tonight.
And come say hi to us on YouTube, on Twitter, or all that sort of stuff.
Just Google us.
Just Google us, yeah. And watch Average Dicks, our web series. It's ridiculous.
Sweet. I want to get like a little cameo in one of your projects coming up. I don't care.
Absolutely.
Web series, movie, music video. I just want to do. I just want to be, and I want to be in as the PodBrother.
Yeah, dude.
It's like I want to be written in the scene as like, the PodBrother gets like hit by a brick or something,
Oh, yeah.
It would have to be like a podcasting scene or something. Like we're FaceTiming someone.
Yeah, you should come to Vancouver. We'll get you a cameo.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
We don't have very many brothers in Vancouver.
No Cocoa Puffs in the box of Rice Krispies up there. What's up?
There's like 1 or 2 Cocoa Puffs
when they,
and a lot of Rice Krispies and a lot of just rice.
You know, I want you to. Oh, you are a funny dude, man. I want you to write me a scene, man, where I'm in disguise in whiteface.
Oh, absolutely. Obviously, I have no shame when I'm writing scenes. It was nice meeting you, PodBrother. We'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. And there you have it. There you have it. These guys are so much fun and very funny. Go see their film. This is the PodBrother. Thanks for joining us. You can catch me at podbrother.com. You can go there. I'll have some stuff up. Hashtag stick with the PodBrother. And, every once in a while, I'll do a little DJ music. And, so you can go to DJ PodBrother. So whatever you decide to do, just have fun doing it. And make sure you be nice to yourself, because that's the only way you're going to be nice to somebody else. This is the PodBrother. Peace out. You guys are awesome.
Night.